What's up, World Wrestling Live here, and I'm really excited today. I've got an amazing young wrestler from the state of Florida who made just a little bit of noise at Fargo this year, and we'll talk about it, but she is the reigning Fargo champ in her weight class. She took home the big stop sign, and she's just a stud. Clare Booe, if you know, you know. Welcome, how are you?
Thank you. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Just is it weird seeing all your friends go off to school and it's not time for you yet?
Yeah, it is weird.
Taking your sister to school. I know we were talking this morning. Well, man, first of all, congratulations. I mean, obviously you had a great year with the state tournament, and then obviously going on to the national events, and then ending up at Fargo and finishing off your summer with a big stop sign. Man, how did that feel?
It was really exciting. It was nice to know that all of my hard work paid off, and that I got to show everyone what Florida's kind of made of, and just the fact that I toed the line and put my best foot forward every time.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. I mean, fun to watch you go through it, and then obviously seeing your dad and family in the stands, and he doesn't get that excited, does he?
Oh, not at all.
He's
I still think my favorite thing was him and his friend were wearing the matching hoodies, and they said like Tarpon Springs. They jumped up and down. They're like, after my size match. I think that was one of my favorite moments of Fargo.
Oh man, everybody was wearing your knitted hoodie. They were representing for you. It was pretty cool to watch. Well, we'll get into obviously your run and talk about it, but you had a great year. And then just talk about Team Florida on the women's side. I really feel so. My first experience was going this year, and we saw that you guys had like 32 or 34 girls from Florida, and you came home with multiple All-Americans and 2 national champs, right? 1 runner-up with Mary, and you guys had just a huge run. How important is it for our girls coming up behind you to really jump on board and be a part of Team Florida? Like you see like Team California, it seems like they're at the top right now, right? With girls, they bring 75, 80 girls, and they really do a really good job, and they take home a lot of hardware. How important is it for us to get Florida and get all the girls on board to show up and get our numbers to there?
I think it's really important. I think being part of Team Florida is really important in the fact that you will be exposed to freestyle. And these girls who are coming up and they want opportunities for colleges or to wrestle on the senior level, they need to be exposed to this freestyle. And they build their foundation in folk style, and then they get exposed to some of these freestyle things that'll really give them some opportunities if that's what they want to do. And to make Florida a better or like higher in numbers, I guess you need to make all these girls aware that this is an opportunity that they can have, and give them ways to get to like Team Florida practices or camps and stuff, and making sure you expose girls to that, and you give them a chance to come with you or find a ride for them or something like that so that they can come.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because I feel like, most of our hammers were there, right? For our girls' hammers, but there was a lot of girls that were home. And I think there were girls home that probably would have made some noise, right? And same on the boys' side. We took 84 boys or something, but I still think there were boys at home that could have made some noise. So, as a state, I think, was this your second time at Fargo?
Yeah, this is my second year at Fargo.
What makes it such an amazing experience as far as just the experience? Obviously, we know why it's important to be on Team Florida, but what, Mason and all the coaches and the staff and all the girl coaches with Bush and the ladies and everybody that put in the hard work, but what makes the experience so cool?
I think the fact that you're all there together and you spend quite a bit of time there, especially the cadets who get in there like 3 days before weigh-ins. You get there, everyone's kind of cutting weight or managing it, and then you all get to come together. And sometimes there's some like not everyone's happy because they're cutting weight, but it's kind of the things like people who train together are kind of always closer. So I think the fact that we all get to have that experience of training together, it brings us closer so that when we compete and we see each other, we're really excited because you always want to cheer on the people that you work hard with. And so I think that amplifies the excitement and the thrill of everything. And not only wrestling yourself and putting yourself out there in front of everybody, the fact that you get to watch everyone else excel at and watch the growth there too is really important. And just the fact that you're out there and it's like it's a cool experience because you're traveling and you get to meet everyone and the memories people will have for a while, I think.
Yeah, and it was cool because obviously the boys will be boys and they have their cliques and they have their friendships and they back each other, but there's something different about that girl camaraderie, right? Like you guys really genuinely look like you're passionate about each other. One thing I noticed was, and I think I made a post about like Val Solorio, right? Like I know she was dying to come and try to repeat and do her thing. And obviously because of injury, unfortunately, we all believe it was the right thing to keep her protected and move on. But it was like she didn't put her head in the sand. She turned back around and she was always in your corner. She was always rooting for the girls. She was always trying to be there for you. How awesome was that, just to have somebody who experienced this run last year to be able to say, hey, Claire, just take a deep breath. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. I know this girl. I know that girl. Because I could hear the conversations happening. How cool was that?
I think it was really cool to have another person there who was like, they've experienced all this stuff. But I think it's cool that she's there supporting everyone when she could have just stayed at home. And I also think just being able to take us, because some of us all compete together. And I think a nice thing, or not a nice thing, but a cool thing about girls is a lot of times when they step off the mat, we're friends again. And it's like you can be competition on the mat, but it's really neat how everyone's all close after the fact and put that stuff behind us. Because in the end, it doesn't change who a person is the end of the match. So I think it's cool because I mean we've wrestled and stuff like that. So it's not like she doesn't like me or anything like that, or I don't like her. And it's nice because it's always nice to have another friend there. And I think
I
she
mean,
also she's really good at watching tape, and I was impressed by that. And I was like, man, I should take note of that.
yeah, because she would tell me, she's like, that's all right. We watch tape on this girl. We got this, right? And she would say that to me. And then she was the first person at the bottom of those steps that grabbed you and hugged you when you came down those steps. And it was uh just awesome to see that you guys just had that relationship. Well, let's get into wrestling. I mean, you show up there, you've got to wrestle junior instead of 16U because your birthday cut off. But screw it, let's go, right? So you start running too. So some memories I have. The first, well, the whole thing seemed easy for you. I think the one match that everybody thought was going to give you fits was the semifinals, right?
Yes.
And you faced what was she, the number one seed?
She's the number 2 seed. Or well, she was the number 1 seed in the tournament. I thought you meant rankings.
Yeah, and number 2 seed in the country. And you guys are going back and forth, and then you hit your patented hip toss and game over, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about your run at Fargo and then getting into that match and what the mindset was going in there. Obviously, her being ranked number 2 in the country, number 1 in the tournament. You definitely weren't the favorite going into that match, but what was your mindset and how were you able to get up and say, you know what, she is who she is, but I'm here.
Well, at the beginning of the tournament, I don't know. I just wrestled myself. The first match I came out kind of cold. I gave up 2 right away, and it was probably 2 I shouldn't have given up. And then I think I won. I think I had 4 matches before I wrestled Ava, and I took them one at a time. I wrestled smart. I listened to people in my corner and everything small corrections people had made over the whole year, and I stepped on that mat ready to wrestle. For the Ava Ward match, I think I stepped on the mat. I was like, well, I lost 2 or 3 times this year. I got teched every single time. I haven't scored a point on her yet. But I was like, no one's unbeatable. I can step on this mat and I'm going to wrestle her and show her who I am. And my dad said, don't give her more credit than due. So like wrestle her smart and hard, but don't think that's an impossible match type of thing. And so I stepped on the mat with that mindset. And we had game plan for her. So stuffing a lot of her shots because she's very strong in her shots and getting up. So I figured I got to get her forehead to the mat and stop her shots. And I gave up a quick two at the beginning that I should have fought a little harder for. And so then I got back up and I was like, okay, no easy points now. And so she got in on a shot pretty deep and I defended it. And she came up for an Iranian. I did some like funky move thing. And then she had a shot and I like reached across and got her. I don't know. I just saw an opportunity to like pancake. So I tried it and it worked. And she was on her back and I caught her. But I don't know. I expected a really, really like long, tough match. So that's what I was ready for. But it was exciting to get that pin. And I think the next match we will have will be tough and I will have a long barn burner match. But I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
An awesome young lady in our country too, right? And she does amazing things, and we're hoping the best for Ava as well moving forward, right? I'm sure your future, you're moving on to the preps, and with that, I'm sure will come many more matches and practices and drills with her, right? So
Yeah,
hopefully 2 young girls in our country, we can grow to watch you guys compete together and then compete for us, right? So
yeah, that's always the goal.
yeah, future's bright for us. So once you get that win, and I mean, you were excited, but I remember you jumping up. You were excited, but you were also like, "Damn, that shit just happened."
Yeah, I did kind of feel like that.
And it was pretty funny. And then, of course, I hear, "Ah!" and I turn around, and your family's right in the bottom of the stands there. And I went over and saw your dad, and I think he gave me like 7 high fives in a row. And
Oh, definitely. He was excited. So was I.
and it was cool. Yeah. And you came off the mat. Like I said, all your girls were right there for you. And man, it was cool. So, and then of course, they announced that Ava Ward beat you on the internet.
I felt so bad. I was like, oh no, I would be so mad if I lost to someone. And it's
They
making a
announced that.
joke about me just pinning my way in the first period. And I've been like, oh.
Yeah. Have you, were you able to see her after that or when that occurred, or had you?
No, I didn't see her. The only time I saw her was when we sat on like the podium thing. We have to sit in the chair before they put you on the podium.
Yeah.
We were talking about music or something, but she was very nice.
Yeah. It seems like that's one thing I learned about this community. It seems like you guys can go to war, but afterwards, we're all one here, right? So it seems like it's a really tight knit. So you get that win, and now you got to go to the finals. That wasn't even the finals, right? So it seemed like you didn't really have much problems with that. So I mean, once you got past Ava, it seemed like your confidence was at an all-time high. Talk
Yeah,
about
it was at a high, but I was like, I still have to match.
yeah. But talk about your finals match at Fargo. What did it feel like to be now? You had wrestled on the stage, but it wasn't like the stage, right? Like now you're coming out of the smoke. You're coming out of in the lineup with all the All-Americans, and now you walk out live on TV with in the finals. What was that like?
It was exciting. I think one of the things that I was excited for is I had lost to this girl on the front side of Fargo last year in a semi back in cadets, and I felt like I should have won that match there, and I kind of wrestled not the smartest, and I thought I could have had a better chance at like winning the tournament last year, but I gave up that match. So coming back, and I hadn't wrestled her since that, coming back to wrestle her in the finals, knowing that she sent me to the backside last year, was exciting because I wanted that rematch, and I wanted to show that I had become a smarter and more persistent wrestler, and that I could win that match. And so I was excited to step on the mat. I had watched her film and I had seen kind of what she liked to do and that she had a funky like underhook slide by and tried to step over, and I knew that was coming, so I was making sure to pressure in and stuff so she couldn't get to that. And I don't know, it was exciting to step on the mat, and it was like the lights were on me and there was music going. It was fun and it was just cool. And I got to wear my orange singlet, and I had painted my nails with my grandma the week before that, and I painted them orange, and I was blue every single match before that. So when I got to step on the stage and I had painted my nails all orange to match the singlet, I told my grandma that was my good luck charm. She
Yes,
thought it was
perfect.
funny.
She was probably proud of you.
Oh no, my grandparents are so happy. They took a picture of me and my stop sign when I got back. They love it so much.
That's awesome. And then, standing there with the Marine, right, and getting your stop sign, going through the process, the interview with Flo. I mean, all these things. Have you had a lot of positive feedback from all that?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of people have said congratulations, and everyone that I'm kind of close with is excited about it. And I work at like or it's not work, but like I do volunteer hours at this like youth employment thing, and I get paid sometimes for stuff like that. And there's a really nice guy who runs it. He's telling everyone about it. And so, and then my grandparents tell everyone everywhere we go. So we're like Old Navy checking out. And they're like, they told Old Navy people. And so I appreciate everyone who's done that. And I mean, Coach Matt was so excited, and I just love everyone. So I love Coach Matt.
I'm glad you brought up
all the kids.
yeah,
It was
I'm glad you
exciting.
brought up Coach Matt, because he's been a important part of your life, right? Your process in wrestling and everything, and I think he's become more of a family member now, right, than a coach. And I know
Oh
that,
yeah,
and I know that you're obviously,
like family.
if the world doesn't know already, Cabra posted that you'll be moving on to Wyoming Sem, which is obviously one of the top programs in the country up there, and you'll do big things. And the coaching staff there, she is awesome, her and her husband. But Matt was the first person to come out and congratulate you and make the announcement, and talk about what Matt has meant to your progress. Because I know coming out of judo, we would see you fight early on, and I would always talk to him. He's like, man, once she gets like the wrestling technique added to her fight game, we're really going to see a new level. And it seems like over the last, I don't know, 24, 36 months, you've really started to come from just having that hip toss to where you can really do different things on the mat. But talk about Matt and what he means to you.
Well, when I was in 8th grade, I came to the kids club, and Coach Matt was there, and I came with my little siblings, and I just remember like we had a practice and stuff. And after a while, Coach Matt was like, "Hey, like I really like your hard work and everything." And I don't know, he taught us a lot of like some of the basic stuff, but he's always been like one of those people, like my hype people, like, "Hey, Claire, you can do this." And he's like, "You're gonna win a state championship." He told me that. And I was like, "Okay, let's do it." And so it was always exciting. And he's always been there for me, even like things that aren't wrestling, like a person to talk to, a person I can, I don't know, go hang out with and have fun. Like if I'm at school and I don't have like I am not doing anything, I could go talk to Coach Matt, or we always eat lunch in his room when I went to school, and it was one of my favorite things. And I don't know, he's always been one of those people who's always been very supportive of me and telling me I can do big things and showing me technique and just pushing me to do better. And he always appreciates like the hard work I do, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, and another person that I know was very instrumental with you was Bug, right?
Yeah, Hannah took me under her wing my freshman year, and I kind of got exposed to freestyle and all the tournaments like that. And that was a big step in the right direction too for me, is meeting her and having that experience and that opportunity to learn what there is out there for girls wrestling, because it's not all that publicized. And by having someone who's gone through that all before, I think it was one of those important things that set me up for success too, as well.
And has she been in touch since Fargo?
Yeah, she told me congratulations right after Fargo, and she's doing big things now too. She's training at the Olympic Training Center now, and she's 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 doing good.
That's awesome. Yeah, it seemed like yeah, you and her were very tight. It seemed like she kind of made you her little sister and kind of brought it up. And there's two girls, two of the older girls in our state was her and Reese, right? It seemed like those two girls have really they would step up and they'd be like that big sister kind of mentality for all the girls coming up. And Bug left last year, and then we've got Reese moving on, and I'm looking for that next girl to come up and step in that spot, right? I mean, with a lot of great girls. Who's going to be that one, Claire, that steps up for our state?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'll try my best. I know that.
So it's awesome. Yeah. And man, so fast forward, are you going to get a golden ticket? Come on, Flo, let's get a golden ticket.
I
Right?
don't
How
know
cool would
if I
that be?
will. I think they would give that to me at Fargo, but we'll see.
Oh man, when I post this, I'll have to tag @Flo golden ticket meeting. Right? We'll do that. Your dad is coaching now, right? The girls team?
I don't think he's coaching him this year. I'm not really sure what's going on. They have a business to run, and he has to pay attention to that right now.
So,
But he likes coming and cheering everyone on, that's for sure.
oh, that's good. I'm sure he'll still be throwing your sister around, right? And teaching her stuff.
Oh, definitely. They'll be having fun.
It's been awesome to watch you wrestle. It's been awesome to watch you grow. I can't wait to see what you do on the prep level. I'm excited to see obviously big things for you. Is the next big thing is just getting up to school and getting settled in, or is there another tournament coming up that we should expect to see you at?
I think there's a tournament. I think it's like Ultimate Club Duels. I think that's the first one after I get up to school. I think it's like 3 or 4 weeks after I start school, but I think that's the only one I really know about. I know we're going to Super 32 and Sunshine Nationals probably, but I'm not 100% sure.
Cool. Well, I look forward to keeping in touch with you, and when you win another national championship, we'll do this again. And if you don't, we'll do this again. It doesn't matter. Contact me every time, but I'm sure that you'll get up there and do big things. Thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for taking the time out, and congratulations on all your success so far.
Thank you. Thank you so much.